as a point of reference, can you guys talk to each other before I get on?
Bob and I said hi to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Dave was the host because I was waiting for the host to sign on, and then Dave came on. So I thought he was the host.
No, I'm the host.
And I thought the same thing.
Whoops. Yeah, so I don't know why, but I was waiting for the host, and then Dave came on.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Gary. Hey, Gary. Who else? So, Amy, are you with us?
I am with you.
This is Tank with Joe. Okay. Brooks, are you back with us? Well, we are at 6. I did text Brooks to let him know. That's when we said we would begin, so let's begin. What do you think? You guys good with reconvening? Announce that we're on the electronic meeting.
So we're reconvening the existing meeting.
Okay, so we don't have one.
Yeah. So I would make a motion that you're reconvening at 6:01.
So Gary made it, Tink seconded it, I voted affirmative. Tink? Affirmative. Gary? Affirmative. Okay, and I believe we are now to consider and discuss our options for the annual town meeting. Or do we want to do the full budget review first? I'm sorry. What are you thinking, Amy?
Completely up to you. If you want to finish up budgets, I can finish up budgets.
All right, so we're there. You guys good with that? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, my suggestion on budget is we cut to the chase and go to the end and talk about the total, unless somebody, and then we can go back to discuss anything we want to adjust. And unless, Amy, you have stuff you want to walk us through within the total.
So, no, so if you read the overall budget review summary, the current budget is down approximately $70,000. That's with everything being raised and appropriated. I've recommended that you do not raise and appropriate the capital reserve accounts fund and take that out of fund balance. And then I'm also recommending that you set aside a portion of the cost of the paving of the driveways at the town office and at the Sunday River Fire Station, and that's an additional $30,000 that can be cut out of this total budget of 1.29 to 564 budget, and that brings our overall municipal budget would be reduced by over the current year by $142,550, which represents a 10% decrease over the 2019-20 budget. Does all that make sense to you?
Well, it does, because I called you earlier and you helped me.
Right. So I just want to make sure everybody else it makes sense. So if we don't raise the capital fund reserve accounts money, the $42,300, and we use fund balance for that, and then we reduce the paving to raising $30,000 instead of $60,000, and we put it into the reserve account for next year, so we only have to raise the other half. Then we're pretty much at a flatline budget. So, and that's including, now when I say that, and that's an overall flatline budget with school, county, and municipal. So we're anticipating about $159,000 increase in the school budget, and the school hasn't decided on their budget as of right now, and they are not projected to finalize their budget until let me double check. I'm just double checking an email.
get back together for meetings.
No, they've been doing Zoom and stuff. They're having a meeting next Monday. So the proposed budget is at the next meeting is 511, and hopefully it will be approved that night. It looks like it will translate to a 2.3% increase to the local and a 3.2% increase overall. So they are projected to bring that to vote on 7/14 with a, so I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to have a public hearing date shortly before that.
So,
And I proposed a 4% increase. So I don't know what that will translate because it has more to do with valuation and the formula and all of that.
so when I walked through all of this with Amy, the totals that I came up with, Amy agrees with me on this. We are proposing all in a $5,101,830 budget, which is they're raising that much. That's what we're talking about, raising in taxes, and that would be a $1,428 increase over last year. So pretty flat. Do I have that correct, Amy?
Yeah.
Well, it's what you can get with them figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should be getting, we haven't got our assessment numbers from the assessing agent right now, but he's projecting a $2 to $3 million increase in assessed value. So that relates in budget dollars between $20,000 and $30,000. So we would still, even with everything as is, we would still be able to probably reduce the mill rate by 5 to 10 cents.
What are you guys thinking?
Sounds like it would work. We've got a couple other things to bring up, but that's about it. I think we're right in the ballpark.
Right.
And when you start, nickel and diamond things, you really have to make quite a change to get any amount reduction, right?
Yeah, so budget dollars to a mill for us is about 400,000. So we would have to, for us to reduce the mill rate by 1 mill, we would have to cut the budget by $400,000.
And we're probably not going to do that.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Especially considering, that's 40% of the one bar. I guess it's not quite 40. But the municipal budget is only 1.2. So we'd be looking to take 400 out of the 1.2.
Right.
Because the school and the county are not, those numbers are given to us.
Right.
So basically, you're looking to take 400 out of 1.2, which is 40%, right?
Right, so like every $40,000 we reduce the budget by is a 10-cent decrease to the mill rate.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to be sensitive to, I think money is going to get tight for folks. So I think we just need to be prudent in what we're asking them to give us. And then we can, we can present it to them for a vote. We'll talk about how we're going to do that a little later in the agenda. But I'm with Tink. It seems like we're there. Unless anybody has any other questions for Amy, what are our next thoughts? What are our next steps here?
So in other words, you would attain a motion to accept this proposal for the budget?
I'm asking if that's where we are. I don't know what our next step is here. So, Amy, I look to you for that answer.
So, my question to you folks is, do you want me to find other ways to cut? Do you want to give me a figure and I can give you some options? Are you proposing to make any additional cuts? And by no means am I saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. I definitely think we need to be, sensitive to the fact that if we don't come back quickly, it's going to be hard for people to pay their bills, and I'm definitely sensitive to that. So if you want me to find ways to cut, I think the easiest way I just need a little bit of guidance from you. If you're looking for an additional 20,000, if you're looking for an additional, 40,000, I guess I need to have a number, and then I can give you some options.
So I'm not hearing from anybody, and correct me, Gary, and think if I'm wrong, I'm not hearing from any of us that we're looking to cut this. We're comfortable with a flat budget. I'm not hearing from anybody that we're looking to cut. Now, I say that with, just because we budget the money doesn't mean we have to spend the money.
Correct.
So, but that's what we're talking about raising, and if we raise it, I'm never a proponent of raising people's money so we can hold it. We want to raise what we need. But, I don't hear anybody telling you to cut. I'm comfortable with the numbers you've given us, knowing that moving forward, before we spend it, we would go through an approval process and say, yeah, let's continue to spend that, or no, things have changed, let's not spend that money this year.
Okay.
That's one opinion. So, Gary, Tank, do you guys have any different thoughts?
This is Tank. That sounds fine to me.
Right, because like you said, just because we have it doesn't mean you have to spend it.
That's right. And in all practicality, a flat budget is actually a decrease.
Right. When you put inflation in and all that. So, but who knows? It's just we're still a little bit, not a little bit. It's still a lot up in the air as what's going to happen. But I'd be comfortable presenting to the town a flat budget. And let people know that that's what we're trying to do. That deferred maintenance gets expensive. Putting some money away in paving this year just makes next year. As long as we keep things, not spiking, I think we're in a good spot. So, Amy, I'm not hearing anything from anybody that says not. Gary, I think let me know if I'm missing something.
No, I'm agreeing with you. And then after this year, like into next year, we've gotten rid of that Sunday River bond, so that's almost a decrease for next year. But not knowing what the budget for next year is going to be. But
So my thought on that, and this is just because this is Amy the planner, is all of that money is going to roll to your reval cost. We haven't got that number in, but that's so you don't have to raise anything additional to pay off your reval. And hopefully it comes in lower and we don't need to worry about it, but I'm projecting that cost is going to be between $250,000 and $325,000.
And we have money in this year's.
Yes, so we've raised an additional $75,000 through this budget. We have $100,000. We're about $175,000 in. So the money that we have raised this year for the debt service, I would roll into the reval so that you're not raising the budget or causing people's tax rate to go up to pay off the reval. But that was my thought process with the reval.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back to the question of what's next. Are you at a point where we want to vote on this, or what's our next step?
We don't really have Alan's budget in there yet, do we, or do we?
No, we do. That is Alan's budget that was presented. And if we have additional items to that, then we'll adjust it by that. So I don't know that we need to make a move to approve this budget to bring it to the voters, but you know, just knowing that, okay, we're pretty much through the budget review process. We're comfortable with these numbers. Oh, the other additional thing, because I did send out an email to the Eddy School, they did ask for $2,500, so I do have to add that number in to this. So, and that came in on Friday, and I forgot all about it, but it did pop up to me. So for the third-party request, we received, you asked me to reach out so that we didn't get any late requests, and I did get a request from them for $2,500.
So that puts us at 3,900 more than last year.
Hold on, let me double check that. I'm going to make sure that I didn't put it in already. When I printed this, no, I didn't. I apologize.
We need to get the fire department numbers. So let's wait. Let's get the fire department numbers. Let's add that 2,500 in. And then, you know, I hear you, Gary. Nickel and diamond, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but boy, it would be nice to present a flat budget. And, you know, at what point are you stretching when you say $5,000 more is flat? So, but if you don't need an answer tonight, Amy, we got more time to think about that.
Yeah, I think I mean, it depends on how much the fire department needs, I guess.
Right.
Before I could get too concerned about, so let's be clear when I say this, and I know that, like, our overall, you know, municipal, school, and county budget would be flat, but we're still looking at a 10% decrease in the municipal budget. The municipal budget is reduced by 10%. What I provided you right now is a 10% decrease in the municipal budget.
Right, which is awesome.
So,
I think people got to look at the whole package.
Yeah, well, I mean, people at town meeting aren't going to look at the whole package because they don't know. But, you know, we're looking at a 10% decrease, and we're looking at a 10% decrease for lots of different reasons, but, you know, that the overall committed amount that we have to take in is going to be flat, and hopefully it stays flat, and we don't see any surprises from the school.
Right. I think it behooves us to let the town people know that we're voting on the municipal budget, but here's the other two, and what we think the total will be is blank. So everybody's got the full picture. So at this point, we don't need to do anything. We're going to wait. We're going to talk to Alan next week, and then we'll have some more numbers, and we'll go from there.
Did we have any projections on what the county was? I might have missed that, but I didn't.
The county is down.
County's down 15,520.
Okay.
The county last year was 547,647. The county this year is 532,127. So
okay.
15,000 back in the county. The school is the wild card. Of course, the school is, you know, more than half our budget.
That's right.
So, and even with the new, funding formula, what are we at 95% this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you know, and then of course that factors in valuation factors into that too. So if our valuation goes up, even though our percentage goes down, our total could go up.
Right. So when I had a conversation with Deb back in early March, everyone's valuation went up. So that's good for everybody. And as long as we were proportionately the same, then we'll be all set. If we were disproportionately higher increases for Newry over Bethel or Greenwood or Woodstock, then it might affect our appropriation.
Right. Great. Not crazy, but just, lots of moving parts.
Yep.
Okay. Amy, thank you. Nice job putting that together as always. Anything else on the budget?
The only other thing is Do you want me to get you, because I still have your books here, do you want me to complete those books for you?
Yeah, you could get somebody to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably nice to have a town meeting, which while we're going there, whether we have a town meeting or not, but would be nice to have. That would be the time I would use it. And getting all the information, I would certainly appreciate having all the information in one place.
Okay.
Okay, so don't hear anything else on the budget. I think where we are on the agenda is under new business. We are discussing considering town office staffing and hours. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I am a proponent of getting back open. As long as we can do it within the governor's guidelines, less than 10 people, personal protection for people, I'm a proponent of getting us back open. I know that it's easier said than done, so love to hear what Gary and Hank are thinking, and then, Amy, what you're thinking and what that means and what our next steps are.
Well, this is Tink. I'm kind of thinking along your lines, Jim.
Okay?
Yeah, I am in favor of opening the office back up as well.
Right. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about tomorrow. We've been doing this well. We've been chunking things out weeks, and I think that makes sense that we either begin next week or, at some, not some random time. So, Amy, the plexiglass is up?
Yes.
How's it look?
It doesn't look too bad. It's definitely a little different, but it doesn't look terrible, and it's removable. So, the next time you have a pandemic, we can put it back up. But it's not permanent, and there's not, when we take it down, it's not going to be, oh my gosh, look, there's a big hole in the Formica. But I think it's going to serve its purpose.
Okay.
So that's my thought.
Okay.
Something I was thinking about if it was still be less than 6 feet, we could take one of them tables from the meeting room and set it in front of the counter so that they would be there, because those are about 3 feet wide, and they'd have to kind of stand behind that counter and maybe make just one place that you could walk up to, actually to the counter, which would be more than the 6 foot range.
Yeah, I've seen a couple places I've been in that have done that. So, Amy, what's your thought on, when can we realistically get the thing back open, and what's it look like? The thing. When can we realistically get the town office back open to the public? I mean, let's be clear, we are open. But when can we get it back open to the public? What's that look like?
So my recommendation to you guys was starting Monday that we're open from 7 to 5 and we have staggered shifts. And I thought starting off with 4 6-hour staggered shifts made some sense. And if we need more, then we can add hours to that. And that will gradually get us to a point where we're together all in the office longer. I had envisioned that we would be doing curbside starting May 11th, and that would be all functions, working on a checklist that we're hopefully, if our website gets up and running again, which I did email them, that we would have on the website so they could download. If they want a new reg done, these are the things you need to bring in. Give us your phone number. We will process it for you. If they could send us the stuff digitally, and that's what I have been doing, is, please send us your registration, take a photo of your registration, take a photo of your boat sticker. We will register your boats. We will register your vehicles that way. And then we give you a call and let them come and pick it up, just like you're kind of doing that everywhere else. And then maybe on May 18th, we open up to the public. And see how things go. But I think that it really, for us, it's just going to depend on what the state's guidelines are. They're not open. The state offices are not opening up until June 1st. So that was kind of my initial thought, was that we would open up to the public on June 1st. But I think curbside for the first week, and then get us open. If that's your intent, is to get us open as quickly as possible, it would be May 18th, and we could have the public back in here in no more than 10, which is pretty unusual. But this today alone, we did 5 boat registrations. People want to socially isolate on their boats as quickly as possible.
Bonnie and I were out cruising around unregistered, and I didn't. That's not a reason to open the town office. What do you guys think? I'm pushing for open to the public as soon as we can. Not tomorrow, but if we could go open to the public next Monday. What's the date next Monday?
The 11th.
Whatever that is. The 11th. If we can be open, great. If it's not realistic, we can't do it. Understood. I don't know if there's value in opening part-time. Limiting opening hours is probably cleaner to just when we go, we go. So, Gary, Pink, what are you guys thinking? Are you good with the 18th? The public?
Yep, I would be in favor of that.
Yeah, I would. It kind of gives them another week to get organized and situated for what's going to happen.
Yeah. I think whenever we get reopened, it is going to be a flurry of activity, irregardless. So you're right. Let's do it. So it sounds like the group is with you, Amy, and that we're open next week. Full time in the office, curbside, and then at the 18th we are going to be open. We're back to business. We are back. We are open. We are open 7 to 5 Monday through Thursday. And the office will be staffed, and whatever it is you need for the town, you can get between 7 and 5 Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, either way, you can get anything you want starting May 11th, Monday through Thursday, 7 to 5. Whether that's curbside or you're coming in the building, we will be able to provide all services starting Monday.
Yeah, and then starting on the 18th, the door is unlocked and you come in.
Yeah, as long as everything remains the same. Yes.
Right. So we probably ought to, do you want to get a motion for that, or do we need a motion for that?
I think if that's the consensus, then that's what we're doing moving forward. Unless you want to take a public stance on it. If you're comfortable taking a public stance on it, please make a motion.
Okay. Why don't we, just so we're clear, Gary, I think you guys will make that motion?
Yeah. This is Tink. I'll make the motion that we, on the 11th, we'll open up full bore, and in the meantime, it'll be operations similar to the way it has been.
Can I offer a motion up for you, Tink?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, make a motion that we are open from 7 to 5 starting Monday the 11th, and we will be providing curbside service. On May 18th, we will be open from 7 to 5, and the office will be open.
Okay, make that my motion then.
I'll second it.
And I will vote in favor. Okay?
In favor.
Oh. Gary?
Affirmative.
Okay, so move. So, next we are on to discussing the upcoming next we are on to town meeting. I'm sorry. We've tabled the fire chief. We talked about the budget. So next is annual town meeting.
It sounds like the town meeting one that Amy's got some information that hasn't come back with answers on it. I would suggest that we table that for another meeting, another week.
We can do that. We can do that. We just have to have a decision by next week, though.
Well, just because it was what she was telling us about MMA. There was some options in there that we didn't really know what was what.
Right. But we just, correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, but we have to have a decision by next week, right?
Yes.
So are you comfortable tabling that, or do you want to talk options?
We'd probably go with the date, but it's just a matter of how we're going to handle it, it seems like.
Well, so the recommendation that we currently have from MMA, legal, and our town attorney is to turn over the municipal budget as a ballot and have it as a secret ballot referendum, and do that on July 14th. If any of the provisions that were outlined in the letter that MMA sent to the governor come to light in the next week, then those are definitely, I definitely think you need to make, if they say that town meeting is essential, then, we have town meeting on July 15th, and we're moving forward. If that doesn't happen, we already have authority to do the budget by referendum because you guys are voted on at the ballot box. So we don't have to do a 90-day provision. We're all set because it's already been done before, and we have the authority to do that. And then the other option is, hey, we just wait it out and we try to have town meeting in September. The only caveat with that is you're probably going to run out of money.
Yeah. I hate to go against MMA and the town's attorney, but I really would love to have. I really think it's important we have a town meeting. We do everything in our power to have the town meeting. That's, there's nothing more pure in democracy than town meeting government. And that's how we've run our town forever. And I would hate to give that up if there's any chance we don't have to. So I get the angst about running out of money. I don't want to do that either. But it sounds like we've got a week. Hopefully we'll get some information. But we're going to have to make a decision on this next Tuesday. Correct?
So if we want to meet that July 14th deadline, yes. If we want to have our ballot on that July 14th election, then yes, we got to make a decision on the 12th because I will be spending next Wednesday and Thursday drafting a ballot so that I can post it, because I have to have it posted 60 days in advance.
Right. Hopefully we're not there. I don't know, Terry and Kink, I don't know how you guys feel about, are you in favor of trying to push as long as we can to make sure we have town meeting, or are you guys good with the ballot?
The only problem with the ballot is it's something new, and we've got a bunch of new things here with our what would have been our town meeting and some things. I didn't know if it's too confusing to people or not.
Right. Gary, any thoughts?
Well, like you said, it takes away from the traditional thing. People that have questions, they really can't answer them. I guess we'd have to have a public hearing, but how could you really have a public hearing if you can't have more than...
You'd have to do it electronically.
Yeah, you'd have to do it electronically.
Yeah.
So we
I
end
did
up
hear from Bobby Lowell, had a good conversation with Bobby yesterday. Called to say that, the town ought to consider doing a ballot vote. I don't know if he knew at that point that it was an option. Was just bringing that up, and I told him that it was, that it was an option, and that we've got to talk about it tonight. And I told him that I'd mentioned that the call, and he's, I think he would. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he would, like all of us, or like me, would prefer that there is a town meeting. But if we can't, that his point was that the town needs to move forward. We need to, we need to keep going. We need to keep rolling. I think that was the thought. But so
Yeah.
we'll table that till next Tuesday.
Okay.
Actually, good with everybody?
Yep, good with me. Just dang.
Yep.
fine
Okay.
with me.
Okay. So then the next thing on our agenda is options for the upcoming select board meeting. From Amy's email or from your recommendations, Amy, it sounds like our best move is to continue what we're doing.
Yeah, so I got a split vote on this one. MMA legal said, yeah, you can do this, but you would still have to have the conference calls. You'd still have to continue to be 6 feet apart, and you could all meet in the same room, but you'd still have to maintain real-time access to the public. So we would still have to do the conference call thing.
Yeah.
And the attorney, Katsfikis, is saying that that's not the intent of the executive order. The intent of the executive order was to help the safety, health, of the public, and that's where we're at.
Right. Is it, I'm sorry I don't have this in my fingertips, but is it June 1 that it goes to 50 people can meet, or is it July 1 that 50 people can meet?
So June 1 is supposedly we're going to be able to meet in 50 people or more, and that's when the restaurants should be able to open, and
Right.
the government offices will all be open to the public.
So, but assuming that there still is the 6-foot social distancing piece, we could certainly, we could move our meetings to the Grange Hall just to have more room. But it sounds to me like we ought to continue doing what we're doing until June, and then, in June reconsider where we meet, if we meet, how we meet and where.
Yep.
Okay. So then the other question is, we've been meeting weekly, and it sounds like we do need to meet next week because we have to talk about the, whether we're going to vote by referendum or we're going to be able to do a town meeting. Boy, it would be great if Mills said it was essential and we could have more than 50 people. That would be awesome. So I know we have to meet next week, and then I don't know if we're going to need to continue to meet weekly after that. What's your thoughts on that, Amy?
I think that I don't think we need to meet just to meet. Unless we have something we have to deal with in a time-sensitive manner, I think that it makes sense for us to just go back to the twice a month.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so with that in mind, we would meet on the 12th and then on the 26th.
So typically we meet the first and third Tuesdays of the month.
Right, but now this is the first.
Right.
We're meeting the second. Okay, so we meet 3 in a row, and then we take the 26th off. Gotcha. So we go. We're gonna go next weekend. We're gonna go the 19th, and then our next meeting would be June 2nd,
Right.
unless something changes.
Yeah, unless something comes up that has to be dealt with, and if we don't have anything urgent to deal with on the 19th, we may consider not meeting on the 19th, and that way when we do reconvene, we reconvene in person, hopefully 6 feet apart.
Yep.
It will depend on what needs to be dealt with.
Yep. That work for you guys, Gary? Think?
Yeah, this is Tank. It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish we could meet in person, but
Right.
we can't.
Right.
We're beginning to forget what everybody looks like.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not getting any better looking, so
I know.
here we go.
I need a haircut.
Oh, God, do I. Okay, so, help me here, you guys. I think we've gone through everything down to committee reports. Am I missing anything?
That's all I've got.
That's what I got, too.
Any committee reports? Any selectmen reports?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
You're reading my mind, Gary. I'm all ears. You made the motion, so Gary's made the motion, Tink?
I second it. And I'm in favor.
All right, and I'm in favor also. Gary?
Affirmative.
It's unanimous. All right, you guys. Hey, thanks for bearing with us one more time. Amy, nice job with the budget.
Thank you, everyone.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Talk next week.
Talk to you next week.
Yep. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.